Hello everyone, I'm Inchuga and you're welcome back to Orange Studios. In today's tutorial, we're going to take a look at how to do a simple flyer for a worship concert. Let's jump in. To start with, we want to create a new document, and to do that, you can either go to File, select New, and then it pops out, or use the shortcut key Ctrl+N. Now, we want to name this file Wave. We'll leave the width at 6 inches, the height at 7.5 inches, resolution is set to 300 pixels per inch, color mode is set to RGB, and that's fine. First off, we want to create a shape over the canvas. You can use any color of your choice, but in today's tutorial, I'm working with this color here. The next thing I'm going to do is to drop in some images. So now I want to change the blend mode from normal to exclusion. Let's apply a layer mask to this layer. So we click on this and then we activate the brush tool. So shortcut key is B. The opacity, you can increase it and then reduce it as you go on. So we want to clean. Make sure your foreground color is set to black. And then you want to erase as you go. You can increase it a little. Yes. Now you reduce it entirely and then erase. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to duplicate this picture, and I'm going to do that by pressing Ctrl+J and then select this image, move to filters, blur, motion blur. I want to create an effect here, so it's set to, the angle is set to 90 degrees. The distance, you can manipulate it as you will, but this is okay for me. So I'm going to take it up here just to create some kind of a texture in the background. Select the layer mask, hit B to activate the brush tool again, and then clean away this hard sides of the blurred image. So now with this done, our background is done. We'll just do a little more things and we are good to go. So now I want to create some kind of a vignette effect at the ends of the canvas. So to do that, we want to create a new layer. Once again, use the brush tool. We're going to take a darker version of this color. Make sure the brush is set to soft, that is 0% hardness, and then reduce the opacity of the brush, and then gently just take some strokes on the edges. Let's expand it a little down and then reduce the opacity a little so that it's not too strong. So now our background is set. We want to group all of this and name it background. So select everything here, click on one, move to the last one, press and hold on shift and then click. You have everything selected. Then Ctrl+J to group it. Let's name it background. I'll call it BCK. Back. The next thing I'm going to do is to put in the name of the event. We are going to call it the Wave of His Miracles. The Wave of His Miracle. So let's do this. And then we are going to use the font candle script. The next thing I'm going to do is to type out the other words we need here, which is it's the Wave of His Miracle. So let's say His Miracles. So it's Trajan Pro. Let's duplicate this. Then write out the word off. OF. We want to max this, the word wave, and then clean our way or wipe away this stroke here. Let's increase the opacity to 100, brush hardness to 100. This okay. Now let's add the word THE. Again, this is also Trajan Pro. Let's create a shape. Press and hold on Shift to have a uniform transformation. So we want to now drag this and take it here. Let's take it above the shape. Change the color to the background color. It's going to be let's say it's going to be an album recording session. So let's use another font called Montserrat. So you click on this if you want to make it all uppercase or apps, then you click on it or deactivate it to restore it to how you initially typed it out. So let's make it all uppercase. Reduce this to 8. Let's spread it out a little. Now let's create a shape to close these writings, and then let's apply a layer mask to it, and then use the marquee tool to select the areas we want to clean away. B to bring out the brush tool and then clean it out. D to deselect the selection. Now I want to reduce the hardness of the brush. Let's take it down to 0 and reduce the size of the brush. So we want to start by cleaning the edges like this, and then reduce the opacity so that we can fade it out. Now the other thing you want to also notice is that you want to consider that your writings actually starts from here and then there. So you want to center it to areas like this. Now it will look, it is centered properly, but on the eye it's not really centered. So we want to now move it and have it properly centered. So there we go. Now we can now drop all of this into the group 1 and change this to theme. So now I want to add the event details like the date, time, and venue. These are the other information you want to add to it before we bring in our guest ministers, and then we are done. So now let's type in the date and then the time, the venue. Now I want to create some spaces to accommodate our guests, and there will be 7 in all, so we'll just have 7 boxes here. So now let's drop in our images one after the other. Let's put all of this in a group first, and we'll call it ministers. So So we select one and then drop an image over it. Let's go for this first. Press and hold on the Alt key, take your mouse between this image or this layer and that layer. You'll find out there's an arrow appearing, then just click to clip mask to the box. Now Ctrl T to bring out transformation and reduce the size of the image to fit the box or the shape. So we are basically going to do the same thing for all of the boxes or the shapes here. We're going to fill them with the images. So we are done with fixing all of them here. I want to write their names below them, their pictures. Start with this. Now let's just add some logos here. We just drop the logo and we are done for this tutorial. Now let's align it to the text. So now let's add our social media handles, which will be the last thing we do. Reduce the size. Let's rasterize this so that we can delete the white aspects of the icon. So W to bring out the magic wand, or you can just move over here and then select the magic wand to click. Press and hold on Shift and then click to make sure you select all the white sections which we want to delete. Ctrl D to deselect, and then we want to apply a color overlay. Let's click on this and then change the color to yellow. Yeah, yellow stand out better. Okay, so let's copy the layer style so that we can apply it to other social media icons we'll be adding. To do that, we just right click on this area and then select copy layer style. Now let's close this. Now let's reduce the size. Now I want to apply the same color overlay to these two icons. So we select this and this, right click and then paste layer style. So we can now reduce the sizes and then there we go. We are done with the tutorial, and this is how it came out. The Wave of His Miracle album recording, images of our guest ministers, our social media handles, and we are done. Okay, so there we go. This brings us to the end of today's tutorial. I hope it was very helpful. If it was, don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you are not already subscribed to this channel. And if you have any question, kindly leave that in the comment section and I'll respond. Have a good time.